YouTube, what it do, man? It's your man Steady B with Steady Building Mindsets, man. We back with another one, man. We're gonna get right into it. The name of this topic is Chosen Ones. You must align yourself with somebody that understands the third dimension, the fourth dimension, and the fifth dimension. I call them the 3D, 4D, and 5D, just to shorten it up. But I'm going to let y'all into my world a little bit, man, a little bit about my past situation and what kind of caused me to birth this page, man. And before I do that, let me give a shout out to my soul tribe, I love y'all like y'all love me. Listen, like, comment, and subscribe. But moving on into it, man. So, and I don't know how long this video is going to be. So, bear with me. I met someone. And when I met this person, man, it was like meeting myself. It was like looking in the mirror. Like, I remember us looking at each other for the first time. It was like, love at first sight. And I'm a super big skeptic of statements like that. I don't typically believe in stuff like that. I think that things have to grow and, you see where it goes, then matures, and then you figure out. But like, it was literally like we were locked in from day one. And everything aligned for the most part. Everything aligned. It was perfect. At least in my imperfect version of perfection. Like, I felt like that's what it was, right? She had spirituality. She was attractive. She was, perfect smile. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful in form and function. All of the things, right? One thing about it, sometimes people are wearing a mask, but you're just unaware. And these are one of the things that I had to learn. But moving down the path, right, we decided to, relocate to another state, Texas to be exact. And I'm not going to be looking in the camera all the time because I'm going to be seeing brainstorming. But, things started to change. I was, my business was having issues. And let me close this, man, because it could be a distraction. My business was having issues. And, I found myself having to work, in the oil field. And, she was at home. We had already kind of decided that, I was going to take care of the household and, whatever we had going with our household situation. But when that business went awry, I noticed that she started to change her attitude, her energy, her emotions, the things that were, that we could sweep under the rug easy became hard conversations. Everything was war. Everything was about power, in disagreements and stuff like that. And I started noticing when we would be out, people would notice her and she would notice people, but then they would act like they don't see each other. It sucks. Because what's finna happen after that, right? Yeah, you finna get gaslighted, manipulated. You about to get told everything under the sun. You tripping. You don't know what you talking about. All that kind of stuff. And when you're chosen, you're highly empathetic. So you attract a lot of narcissists. Yes, you do. Chosen ones, you got to understand that. If you are chosen, truly chosen, the narcissist is coming for you because you are a great supply. Because you are so abundant. You're so high vibrational. Look at how I'm acting right now. Just you scream abundance. You scream passion. You scream love. You're screaming all the time. You're projecting this all the time into the world. And you don't even know it. The narcissist is looking at you like, this is the best supply I have ever found in my life. Do you know how much gaslighting she used to tell me in the beginning? Like, oh my God, I never met somebody like you. And she wasn't lying. I knew she was telling the truth. She was like, man, I've dated this kind of dude, that kind of dude. And like, I'm telling you, you so different. Like, the way things just work out for you, the way you manifest, like, it's like it's something different. And I'm not tooting my own horn, let me digress. But this is a typical thing about people who are chosen. They have experienced much adversity and they always seem to come out on top. This is why a lot of times chosen are hated on so badly for people, and you don't even understand why. That's why. You the comeback kid, man and woman. You are the king of the comeback kid. You are a warrior on earth. You are an earth angel walking. But I don't mean earth angel like, oh, my wings are coming out of my back and I'm floating. And no, you an angel. You like a god of, you like an angel of war and success. Like, you go into situations and you come out on top. You used to trials and tribulations. That's what people don't understand about the chosen path, dog. It is not easy. By the time you find out you chosen, man, you don't even want it for real. You don't even want it for real. You don't like what it come with. They'll never understand why we have to be so high vibrational. Because all of the scars don't show. And it confuses people. They be like, man, how did they smile like that and they've been through this? How do they act like that and they've been through that? You know, it has much to do with our spiritual connection. You're highly ranked. You're highly ranked by God. You're on assignment. Most of the times when where you work at, your relationships, everything is an assignment. You know. But moving on down the line, man, you know, we in Texas, you know, I'm noticing that she's noticing people, they're noticing her. She acting like she don't know what's going on. I'm questioning her. I'm being gaslighted, manipulated, all of that. You know, I go over the road and start coming home on the weekends, and it gets even worse. And as I take inventory, now that it's over, it brought me to the realization, like, chosen, you cannot deal with a person that doesn't understand the 3D, 4D, and 5D. Because understand, if you do not vet that man or woman to see if they are only 3D based, you are going to make you are going to acquire another lesson. You are going to acquire another lesson. Not a blessing, just another lesson. Until you get it. So you can graduate and move on to the person that you're actually supposed to be with, the person you're actually supposed to build with. You cannot deal with people that don't align this way. They have to meet you on the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D. Now let's break those down. 3D is the 5 senses. What you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch. And spiritually, you got to understand how carnal that is for a person to live that life that way. They're going to live life as a glutton. And with that being said, that's how she lived. You know, my money was good, and his money, if his money was better, she might have been over there. You know, if this was better, she may have been over there. But I didn't vet for that, chosen, and I'm going to keep it 100. I didn't vet for that. I'm looking at the chemistry. I'm looking at other things. You know what I'm saying? Other things, right? not seeing that we weren't aligned. Chosen ones, let me help y'all understand something, man. If it don't align, it ain't mine. That's the new motto. I'm gonna make some t-shirts. If it don't align, it ain't mine. I'm gonna make these t-shirts, man. I'm gonna put them on the site, man, and we gonna rock those, man, as a family, man. Like, that way when you walk up to a person, they already know off top, listen, if it don't align, it ain't mine. Like, you gotta walk in that understanding, like, in that mastery. But nevertheless, the 4D deals with the mind, the conscious and the subconscious. When you're dealing with a person that only operates in the 3D, they have a little bit of this, but it's not very much. They'll think like, yeah, this is wrong, but they don't think past the moment of whatever experience they're running off into. They're literally going to crash out. You know, when you chosen, you look so deep into situations, you can see the end from the beginning. You have a certain fourth dimensional balance about yourself. You're able to create that balance in yourself where temptation may be there, but you can kind of walk yourself into the temptation mentally and consciously, and walk yourself out of it and be like, yeah, because at the end of the day, I don't want to ruin what I got going on, so it's just not worth it. Even if I'm not 100% happy with what is going on in my current situation, I already know going in and out of that situation in a moment that it would destroy everything. In the fifth dimension, the 5D, spiritual, you know, this is another thing she didn't have at all. A person that walks in the 3D doesn't even really know that the 5D is real. They don't even think it's real. They don't think spiritual warfare is real. They don't think demons are real. They don't really believe that entities can attach themselves to you, that people are walking around with spirits on them. Spirits of perversion, spirits of lust, spirits of gluttony, Jezebel spirits. They don't even believe that is even real. And if you were chosen, you already understand that the fifth dimension is more real than any of them, than any of the other two. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. David said, I hid the word in your heart that I might not sin against you. Why? Because David understood, like, the word is the way I'm going to keep myself with a level of spiritual hygiene. So people that walk into 3D, they don't even think that the 5D is real. The 5D is real. They really don't. They operate a little bit in the 4D, but it's usually to like their benefit, or they'll use the 4D for like manipulation. They'll use it for gaslighting, you know, and it creates an ego in them when they feel like, man, oh, I can outsmart them. I can outthink them. They don't actually think into situations to balance what's good and bad. They use it just for bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's real. So anyway, I ended up catching her, and when I caught her, I pretty much found out about everything that I didn't know, and it was crushing. It was crushing. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was everything you probably could. Anything that you could be that was low, I was that, you know. And then she was, you know, talking wild to me, talking crazy to me, because you don't understand one thing about when you're dealing with a person that's a narcissist. Because understand, if you deal with a person that only operates in the third dimension, bro, they are absolute narcissists. They live in an overall spirit of gluttony. Gluttony for sex, gluttony for money, gluttony for anything. They want it all. It's all about them all of the time. They don't they don't have the fruits of the spirit: love, joy, peace, temperance, kindness. These are all things that they consider are weak. But to a chosen, you're a natural high level empath. So these are things that you move in power. Whole time they looking at you like you weak for loving them like that. You weak for caring about them like that. You're weak for forgiving them like that. You're weak for moving the same, even though they're, breadcrumbing you. They're giving you the bare minimum. They look at it as weakness, and they look at it like, my ego has created this to allow me to treat them this way, so it must be okay. Like, imagine that egotistical mindset. Like, I'm so fine that they have to allow me to treat them this way just to have me. Yeah, they're going to put you in silent competition with people, and you don't even know it. I've been there. And I don't think I'm a bad looking dude. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm all right. I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm going to run you off when you see me, but when you're dealing with a narcissist, man, listen, bro, it's all about them. Listen, sis, it's all about them, sis. And you might even, some people may come to mind as we talk about these dimensions and the dimensions in which people operate in. So yeah, I caught everything, man, and I had to sever the relationship painfully. Didn't want to leave, even though I knew what she was doing. Because understand, chosen, we're never blind to nothing. That's been the aggravation of our lives. Always understanding things and never being able to speak on it. Always understanding things that we didn't want to understand, but we understood it, even from a child. It's always been a thing. Quite annoying. Quite annoying. But that situation taught me to love myself. And that is a thing I am going to talk about often with Chosen. You have to love yourself. You have to learn to love yourself in such a way that you create healthy boundaries, because you will love people to the point of destruction. I loved her so much I destroyed myself in the process, trying to prove a point to a person that didn't deserve a point proven to. And I created healthy boundaries for myself. That was the lesson. Like I said earlier, people will never understand how many that a lot of times when chosen ones are in situations, we literally there on assignment. We're there to provide light. And once we shine the light on something, we on to the next thing. And granted, it doesn't mean that you're going to always come out unscathed. Like, hey, I'm going to come here and shine my light. Sometimes you shine the light on who the person actually is. And it's painful in the process for you. And then you have to leave them so they can have their awakening, so they can have their dark night of the soul, so they can go in and hear their inner child. And they're hurting and you're hurting too. Because a lot of times with a chosen one, to break your heart breaks their heart, but causes them to change. And then here's the thing, you can't take them back, because the Holy Spirit ain't going to allow you to do that. The Holy Spirit going to call judgment on it and then say, assignment complete, on to the next. That ain't fun. That ain't fun. Especially if you don't learn the lesson, chosen. You got to get your lesson too. But it usually has to do something with how you see yourself. And that's what it was for me. How do I see myself? How am I showing up for these people? Why are you overextending yourself for a person that doesn't deserve it? Why are you staying longer than you're supposed to stay? So that's what the situation taught me. Guys, it taught me to love myself. It taught me to create healthy boundaries. It taught me how to let people go when who they are no longer serve me. Cutoff game strong now. I wish you would. You might get 2 days of conversation. But here's the thing, man. I'm not here to hurt nobody. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you real cool, man. You know, it's been cool getting to know you and all of that. But I wish you well on your journey. Because it's gonna help you, but it's gonna increase your ability to see. That's what heartbreak does for the chosen ones. It increases your ability to see. It makes you a way better seer. So moving forward, chosen, understand, for you to really be with somebody, knowing that you chosen, knowing all that you've been through, all that you sacrificed, all that you've given to people without receiving it back, having to transform yourself over and over again, reinvent yourself over and over again. When you're looking for that divine dime, for my fellas, if you're looking for that divine male, your divine Denzel, for my ladies, or whatever you into, I don't know. That's where you need to try to make sure that they're aligning it. In the fifth dimension, which is the spiritual world. Do y'all serve the same God? Do y'all have the same spiritual diet, spiritual hygiene? The fourth dimension, as a man thinketh, so is he. Do they have a healthy thought life? Are they, do they control what they consume on a day-to-day basis? In the 3D, they need to be real light in it. They need to be in the world, but not of the world. If they're a glutton towards food, if they're a glutton towards, possessions and all of that, and they're just heavily, heavily carnal like that, you already know what time it is. And cheat code, stop telling them what you want. Tell them to be who they are. Man, just be yourself. What you like in a man? Ladies, tell them, look, I like a man that's going to be himself. When females ask you guys, what you want in a woman? A woman that's going to be herself. I want you to be yourself. Because the moment you start telling them, you got to understand, chosen ones attract narcissists. It's a thing. You super high vibrating. You're super empathetic. No, you want to give that joker a chance to be themselves, because they're waiting to hold that mirror up to you like, pow, that's what you want? That's what you like? Let me turn it the angle you like. Yeah, I'm finna give you what you want. Yeah. And then the mask slips later on, and then then you got to pick up the pieces. Then you're in full empath mode, and you're trying to love them past this, even though you see it. And you're trying to love them past that, even though you see it. And you're trying to, You got a whole problem on your hands. And I'm trying to get my chosen ones locked in with the person they're supposed to build with for a lifetime. That's where I'm at. I'm looking for my divine dime. 100%. And if you found that person, man, hey, God bless you, man. Keep it real with them, keep it raw with them, keep it honest. Y'all stay prayed up together, and y'all keep building and staying open with each other. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, I'm not going to hold y'all no longer, man. Go get some good food. Go chill with your kids. Go do something good and positive for somebody, man. And listen, hey, this is Steady B with Steady Building Mindsets. And I love y'all like y'all love me. And shout out to my soul tribe. And guess what? We're going to do this again. Peace.